opportunity that Yamzo and Rise were looking for, building quite largely towards the low ground, spotting out Blake, seeing him take some damage to another team. Any opportunity, but the problem is they don't want to force it. You force it, a bad play, it's going to turn around to bite you, and they're one of the few teams that can contest first place. And speaking of them, Acorn and Cold parallel once more.
And this could be the fight. This could actually define who climbs up to the top spot on the leaderboard. Acorn and Cold almost wall to wall with Rise and Yamzo, and not much left. Cold is struggling on material.
This is it. They're probably looking at the duo right across from them saying, hey, this is the refresh we're looking for. You see the standings on your top right? Points upon points separating these two. I talked about eliminations being the name of the game for Rise and Yamzo. Imagine eliminating the only team in first place and then going on to have a historic run. But we talked about the lack of resources on the first place team. Still have their eyes set on this refresh right in front of them. Zone's gonna pull. They have to go that direction. So they gotta act quick before Rise and Yamzo find some sort of escape plan. But they're down on resources too.
The two teams that need it the most are struggling, and it looks like their only savior is to fight one another. Could we see this competition end early? Will we know the winner before this game is even done? It is going to be a close battle here on the edge of zone, but it's zone 6. You already know what time it is. Chug down that energy drink. It is time to get hyped as we go into the final moments of the NAE's Grand Finals.
See, up goes Yamzo and Rise. They're trying to escape what could be defeat here at the tail end, but he slides down. The few resources he have to be used to try to get up that mountaintop. Cold doesn't have the hammer to break through these builds, and he has most of the heals, the splashes. Acorn finds a way to reunite. Cold sees a path. He's trying to ignite the fire underneath to keep his position on the leaderboard intact. And everything coming down to this, they figure out a way to escape once, but how many times can they escape death?
And here it is. Casker, Clarity G holding the high ground. Huge play for them, but Acorn and Cold now in the box of another player, but could be the refreshes. Rise, big shot onto Rise, almost finishing it off, but Rise getting away just by a sliver of HP. Yamzo, though, down in the feed. That is massive. Rise left as a solo player. Can he clutch it up?
Acorn and Cold are on shambles as well. Acorn goes down altogether, but somehow the Cold does it again. 2 more eliminations added to his total, and a chance to get the res off onto Acorn. It goes down to these moments. Rise is going to have to step up big, but you see high ground, another team entering into the mix. Clarity and Caskers trying to be bracket busters to the leaderboard, ending everybody's run below. There's still thousands of dollars for everybody up for grabs. They might not have that chance at first, so they're trying and fighting tooth and nail to keep their own game intact.
What just happened? Acorn is down. Cold only has 63 HP. He needs to move away. Now as a solo player, yet again, down but not out. Cold holds on.
The pressure, the game, this is all it. He's clutched game after game, moment after moment. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride when it comes to second place. Now he's going toe-to-toe, and he does it! Cold and Acorn are your FNCS Major 1 champions!
And we already know they have booked their way on to the Global Championships. Congratulations, Acorn and Cold, but it's not over for these other teams, as Pump still in it as a solo player.
Trying to take down Aviv. There's money up for grabs, and he wants it. He wants it to be all theirs. Aviv is going to be under his belt. Trashy's out. Zone pulls back. That's going to be the miracle they're waiting for. High ground still going to be held by Caskers and Clarity. One of the last times we've seen them this high in the sky was during their big elimination victory, but Kanata and Angels, they say, you're not going to steal the show. We might not come out on top, but we want to be the team they talk about. Down goes Kanata, up goes Angels, 2v1 yet again. What are we witnessing coming down to the wire?
Angels said, nah, Cole isn't the only solo player that can clutch up. I'm going to do it here. Final game of the day, pressuring down below. He has everything he needs. He has a few resources, tons of ammo to make this work, but he just needs to hold on.
It's almost looking like a solo weapon CS here. One team has the chance to call themselves a full duo. That's Burt and Walkers that are towards the low ground, trying to stay ahead of zone. If Sphinx is not careful, he can be the next one eliminated out of this lobby, but maybe Pump has something to say about it. He wants to challenge Aegis for the high ground, sending him tumbling down. That was his moment to strike. Didn't work out as he wanted, so Aegis gonna hold on to be the king in the sky.
Yeah, but how much longer can he hold on? What an elimination onto Pump. he can only hold on for so much more. 20 builds remaining, not too much to work with, but with the way the zone is pulling, he might be able to do it for the remainder of this game. You see Jake, Walkers, Vert, all down below. It is one duo and the rest are solos. Walkers and Vert looking to clean it up from the low ground, but on height, of course, he still remains.
Timing has to be perfect here for Agers. He wants to try to disrupt the 2v1s, take advantage of the solo that's down, but it's not going to be a chance anymore. Down goes Jake. Vert and Walkers in a 2v1 versus Agers here. And this is all for bragging rights here for the final game. We know who won, but who's going to be rewarded with the last victory royale of FNCS NAE East? And it's going to be Walkers. It's going to be Vert as he hits the slam dunk, taking down Agers.
What a way to finish the NAE East Grand Finals Major #1. I mean, honestly, this has been some of the most exciting NA action we have ever seen.
But let's pull it on back. Congratulations to Vert and Walkers. But let's give another huge round of applause, well-deserved, for Acorn and Cold, your FNCS Major 1 champions, and they booked their ticket directly into the FNCS Global Championship.
I mean, honestly deserved. The performance out of these two were just exceptional, but we got to give our flowers to Vert and Walkers as well. An incredible finish to an incredible day. Honestly, thank you. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the people around me. It has been an honor to cast this Major 1.
Yep, that's going to do it for myself, Jacob PR, and the life of the party, Panda himself. But let's throw it on over to Zeke and the gang to break down a momentous victory.
We have been highlighting Cold as a solo player, putting Acorn on his back, and now they can hold the axe of champions high as your NA East Major 1 champions. And my, oh my, I cannot think of another duo that is more deserving than this accolade.
I mean, come on now. Cold is the one that deserves to hold that axe of champions.
100%.
Cold will
What
hold
a
that.
performance. Exactly. I mean, I was literally blown away, at a loss for words to try to break down some of these solo clutches that Cold put on.
Might have gone crazy, and it went crazy for Agers and Kanata, the battle for second place.
There it is. The Yamzu and Rise going out a little bit early that game. Agers, though, we're talking about solo clutches coming out of Cold. Agers surviving until that second place, picking up a couple more eliminations. 5-point difference makes a difference right there between $20,000, picking up 70 grand for Kanata and Agers. Huge for them.
Well, this is why we said, right, you cannot stop cheering on your favorite duo because it will all come down to this single game, those single moments, those single interactions. This is Fortnite. This is what global championships could look like. And this is just